Hello, trading is closed on May 27th, 2021. We always start with our disclaimer. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, May 28th, 2021. I can be completely wrong, so all trades should be at your own risk. Please follow the rules of my channel. We didn't get the typical pattern yesterday. We said we should either gap up and overtake this high or else a straight line drop because of the lower MEJT target, which didn't print. I thought the odds favored a drop, but I said if we gap up smartly, that's kill before the open. In futures, we did print the equivalent of the lower target, but I only crossed it off the list if it prints in real time. So it's still on the list, and time runs out early tomorrow. Hasn't failed yet, but because futures are up, it probably will. And we always say if we gap sharply in the undesired direction, it kills the call before the open. And that's what happened. There's a new target from today's patterns, 4207.56. Unless we gap down smartly, that's my call. The catch is we gapped up, hit a higher high, closed under all the highs, and that's negative. So unless we gap and promptly overtake this high, we should see lower prices. Now, it's entirely possible that we see both the 4187.96 target and the 4207.56 target print. It doesn't break any rules. But the only one I'm going to predict is 4207.56 unless we gap down smartly. However, signals are mixed, and we're going to apply those rules. During the day, MEJT said this drop wouldn't stick, gives us this higher target, but again, we're already over it in futures, so it's not something you can trade at this time. This wave count hasn't been killed yet, but if we are going to be at the end of wave 2, you'd want to see wave 3 down start pretty soon. And at this time, it doesn't look like it's going to start tomorrow. So this count could still be killed, just hasn't been killed yet. We had magenta B over here. Today's high is almost the same price, so you don't have to do much fiddling around to make things work. And usually when you're in an uptrend like this and you consolidate, commonest thing is you're going to rally more. And for tomorrow, at least, it certainly looks as if we're going to trade higher. Today's drop didn't really accomplish much as all these lows held. And it's hard to be too negative when this all-day drop didn't accomplish much. But the NASDAQ McClellan oscillator is near its upper, it's at its upper Bollinger Band. It's a condition seen only in the vicinity of market peaks. And the reversal in futures was apparently due to a news announcement about a big spending plan. And reversals due to news announcements don't tend to last particularly long. So even though I look for a higher price tomorrow, and the day prior to a holiday is not the day you typically look for the market to top out, be aware that a reversal could be pretty close in time. Friday's pattern has a early low. We could still gap up. Typically, it's a rally day, high in the final hour. This week instead, you typically see more weakness. It's a higher MEJT target. Unless we gap down smartly, it's favored to print. We gapped up, hit a higher high, close under the highs. Either we gap and promptly overtake the high, or we see lower prices. Those conflict, so we use the mixed signal indicators. Futures are already up smartly, so the odds at this time favor the gap up. There's a catch. NASDAQ McClellan oscillators at its upper Bollinger Band. It's a condition typical of market peaks. So I think there's a reasonable chance of a whipsaw within the next few trading days. I just take it a day at a time, and it looks like we have a higher target for tomorrow. If the gain in futures is reversed by the open, I am not predicting that, but if it happens, Friday should be a very negative day. When you're up this strongly in futures and can't hold it, that's negative. But that's just not what one expects before a holiday weekend. It tends to be a bullish period. After the holiday, often you give back the gains, but let's take it a day at a time. We have a higher target, a pattern which usually starts at its low, ends near its high. But just be aware that there's a chance of a reversal within the next few trading days, even though I do think we'll see higher prices tomorrow. And that's today's call.